Hello everyone, I'm just giving you an example of what a whole class feedback session could look like going through YouTube. One of the things I've done that I think is helpful is I've taken my Year 10 class and I've put all their names into a whole class feedback proforma. So as you can see, there's the names of half the students here, spelling, punctuation and grammar here. Then here's the rest of them. And then the final slide is an opportunity for sort of misconception, self-review, complete the following, basically the dirt tasks. So what might this actually look like? Well, going to this group. So here what I've done for them is I've pulled out good examples from every piece of work. So again, it's something nice and individual for the children. And then what you could do in the whole class feedback is you could talk through each point or pick out particular things that you liked. So you might point out that, for example, this student, Emma, has talked about Darwin and Darwin's themes, so that's referencing context, which is a key assessment objective. So pupils have done some exam questions here, and I'm feeding back on them. Here with Lana, I might pick out AO2, an assessment objective about structure, because she's talking about chapters and integrating quotations. And then you can go down here and just talk through what these things are. The next unit of work is going to be some things around poetry, so I want to give pupils some more specific terms, so I might explain a bit more about how an iamb works. This is references from 19th century literature, so again I might talk through those a bit. Here's a second slide, and again I'd speak about the pupil's work. I mean, the whole thing should probably take between 5 and 10 minutes in terms of the presentation. I don't think you only need any more time than that. And you can say, right, I want you now to pause and have a look at this and then sort of come back to it. So something like this, the pupil should have their exercise books, or you could say, if you don't have your exercise book, then you could do it on paper. And I think it is worth really thinking about making sure they do this stuff in their books. I don't see anything wrong with that. If they've sent it to you digitally, that's fine, but then they can do the dirt work in the books and then you can check it in Year 11. And I think it's just a good opportunity for them in this kind of day-to-day classwork that we want them to do. So I often get pupils to write down quotations from other students. I think that's a positive way of modelling without it just being writing frames or teacher modelling. And then, for example, you could ask them to do a WWW and EBI on the work they've done over this half term, particularly over the last 2 or 3 weeks of remote work. So again, model it for them, give them something nice and specific to do. So here you can see this pupil's talking about vocabulary, they're talking about an assessment objective, and they're talking about context. And here they're talking about these other sort of some holistic things and some more specific things. So it's quite important for them to be really clear on certain types of things. So I think doing something like that is a useful and purposeful way of delivering whole class feedback to students via YouTube.